Rain never frightened me, but the man who lived inside it did. It all started 3 months ago, on a night when the clouds hung low enough to touch the rooftops and the rain fell in silver sheets. I was walking home when I first saw him, a tall figure standing under a flickering street lamp, completely soaked yet perfectly still, as if he were carved from the storm itself. At first I brushed it off, just another person caught in the downpour. But then I noticed something strange, something impossible. No matter how hard the wind blew, the rain around him fell in the exact same pattern, straight down, perfectly vertical, as if the storm answered to him alone. He lifted his head, and his eyes met mine. They were pale, washed out, like reflections on wet stone. He didn't speak, he just watched me. The next morning the sun was out, the skies were clear, and the air smelled of warm pavement. I convinced myself it was just a trick of the shadows, my imagination running wild. But that night the rain returned, and so did he, always in the same spot, always with the same impossible calm. I had to know what was real, so I started to test him. I'd walk closer, 5 steps, 10, then 12. Each time the rain around him would thicken, forming a veil of glass. My own clothes would be drenched, my skin cold, but he remained completely untouched. One night I got close enough to whisper, "Who are you?" The rain answered before he could. A single droplet hit the ground at my feet and burst into a voice that sounded like breath through water. It said, "You know me." I stumbled back, terrified, but he stepped forward. He didn't walk, he just appeared closer, as if the space between us had simply been erased. The street lamp flickered again, and for a split second I saw something under his dripping coater shape, like a hollow chest, echoing with the sound of distant thunder. The next morning I woke up to the smell of rain inside my own bedroom. A puddle was spreading beneath the window, even though it was shut tight. And when I looked at my reflection in the water, it wasn't mine, it was his. The same pale eyes, the same empty calm. I blinked, and the puddle evaporated, but the smell of rain stayed. I started hearing him everywhere, in the shower, in the pipes, in the gutters along the street. Every single drop whispered the same word. Remember, on the last night, the storm was the worst I had ever seen. Lightning tore the sky open, and the thunder shook my windows. I felt this undeniable pull, a force drawing me outside, as if the rain itself were calling my name. And there he was, standing in the middle of the street, waiting. Why me? I shouted over the wind. He just raised his hand, and the rain spiraled around it like strands of silver hair. Then, so softly that it cut through the chaos of the storm, he whispered, "Because you forgot you were mine." Before I could even think to run, he touched my chest. A deep, penetrating cold flooded my lungs. My heart stuttered, then slowed, matching the steady rhythm of the falling rain. My vision dimmed, the world blurring into shades of grey. And as my body fell to the wet pavement, my mind rose up into the storm, into the endless sky, into the rain itself. Now I understand. He didn't follow the storms. He ** was * the storm. a memory of someone I had once been, or someone I had once loved. I can no longer tell the difference, but I do know this. When the rain starts again, I walk beside him, silent, watching, waiting, and sometimes, when a stranger hurries home with their coat pulled tight against the weather, I lift my head and whisper through the falling water, "Do you remember me?"